My bold and the beautiful fans, it's Friday Eve. Yes, it's Thursday. We're inching closer and closer to the end of the week. Hopefully, you're having a terrific one, but we have an absolute wild episode to unpack in LA, and I'm going to give you a few highlights and then we'll unpack this episode. First, we see Douglas telling Hope that he is leaving with Thomas and she can't stop him, and then we see Steffy feels vindicated. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and unpack this LA drama for March 28th. So we start off this episode where Hope is devastated by this breakup, finding solace in her mother Brooke's presence. Now she is pouring out her heart, expressing her love for Thomas and her shock, according to her, of being abandoned. Now Hope is blaming Steffy for poisoning Thomas against her and feel the pain of losing him. Then we got Douglas coming in, caught in the middle of the turmoil, confronts Hope about this failed proposal. Yes, he knew about it before she thought that they could tell him. Now he is questioning why they can't be a family and wonder if his father isn't just good enough for her. Now, despite the heartache, Hope is trying to reassure Douglas of her love and commitment to him. Now, as tensions escalate, Douglas expresses his desire to go with his father to Paris, leaving Hope shattered. And he said, "You can't stop me either." And then she was like, "Well, I'll always be your mother." Then he hit her with a gut punch and said, "You know what, Caroline, the woman that gave birth to me, yeah, she was my mom and she was always good enough, or should I say my dad was good enough for her." And yeah, she took that with a grain of salt. You know, she had to compose herself and say, "Look, I know you were hurt. I know you were hurt." Now, he did admit that he would always love Hope, but Thomas is his hero, and that he is willing to be there for him and go to Paris with his dad. She picked up that ring, and you know, normally a person's response, if they feel like that they're losing someone, they might go chase after him. What did Hope do? She took that ring and chucked it across that room and started screaming and crying at the top of her lungs. So yeah, she's more pissed off at the ring and everything that Steffy had to do with this, when at the end of the day, the two of them were not on the same page, going in two different directions. So you know what? Maybe they should do just that, go in two different directions. Meanwhile, we have Brooke delivering the news to Thomas and Steffy and Ridge, highlighting how devastated Hope is. Of course, Steffy remains unapologetic, believing Thomas has made the right choice. Now, Thomas, torn between family and his feelings for Hope, decides that he needs to go ahead and leave Paris with Douglas, much to Brooke's dismay. And Brooke is like, you just can't take Douglas. Well, Douglas came into their room and said, "Yeah, well, you know what? I already told Hope. She knows that I'm headed to Paris, and you know what? Neither of you can stop me." And at this point, Ridge, Steffy, they look like, "Okay, you got a plan? All right, I'm going to miss you. You know what? Hey, you got to do what you got to do." And they hugged up, and Brooke was looking shocked. And then Thomas left saying, "Bye, Brooke." And then finally, back down in the studio, Steffy comes in, taking pleasure in taunting Hope about her loss. And she said, "Look, not now, Steffy." But Hope's anger is simmering beneath the surface. Now, of course, as we all know, as Thomas and Douglas bid farewell, Hope is left to confront her pain and lonely cold sheets at night and uncertainty about the future. Oh yeah, she don't have a designer either, while Steffy is reveling in her perceived victory. Okay, so there you have it. Let's get the conversation started down in the comment section. I got a little bit of a rant before we end this video. Brooke, trying to be fake, she did get what she wanted, like Thomas said. Hope wanted her cake and eat it too. She and her mother, remember you guys, manipulated to get custody of Douglas back then? Well, I guess now it comes full circle, Hope. Now, Hope wanted all of the benefits of being married without the marriage commitment. Now, they're on two different pages. They both have the right to what they want. However, they need to find it with the people who want the exact same thing, which is what Thomas said yesterday. Now, she claims that she's not ready for marriage, yet she married Liam 3 times and was going to go back to him twice this past year, and then tells Thomas that she was still mourning that same marriage while waiting until the 11th hour during a rejection to say I love you. Now, of course, we all know if this was on the reverse and this was the woman wanting a commitment from a man and he wasn't giving it to her, yeah, everybody would be telling her to run. So now in turn, it looks like a very mentally healthy Thomas is making that decision as well. Now, she was worried about Steffy poisoning him, but in the end, it's his decision and he made it for himself and his child. So I guess after a decade, Hope realized that she actually don't have him wrapped around her little finger. Let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you check out the Young and the Restless recap for today. Look like Connor decides to go off to get treatment in Maryland. We have a chem test going on between Kyle and Claire. And then guess who escaped? None other than Jordan, which of course have Nikki freaking out about her decision. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you're notified every time a video is posted. And until the next one, we'll see you guys soon. Bye.